they're not counting the suicides of veterans that get drunk because they're having anxiety, depression, whatever, and they're living on the edge. So they get wasted or drunk or drugs or whatever. Get
suicide
on the road.
Suicide by cop,
suicide by car,
I know somebody like that.
Suicide by overdose.
Well, I knew somebody like that.
Suicide by overdose, suicide. All those are that veteran is going through some trash, and the right resources are not available to him. And what are the best resources? I think other veterans are the best resources. That's why I like the idea of tribe. That's why if you walk away with anything from the podcast and what we're with the 501c3 is tribe and purpose. If you got veterans that have a tribe and a purpose, it's less likely, let's say exponentially less likely that they're going to commit suicide. Because if I'm in a group of guys and I'm like, hey, Tuesday we're going to do this, I'm not going to be like, well, I'm going to let Joe down because I'm going to blow my head away, or I'm going to jump off a bridge, I'm like, nah, bro, I can't, because we're doing these good things.
And a little accountability.
And especially if we're working on a nonprofit that's helping other brothers, like, how am I going to kill myself when I'm supposed to be the example for other veterans, which, you know, a lot of us might be going through sometimes. So that's also the other side of it. And again, that it's happening organically. It's not like, all right, we're going to meet at this meeting, we're going to have a suicide meeting. I mean, like, no, I think there's a place for that. Like, we could have our sanctuary and be like, hey, on Thursday, we have a group. You can have that, but it's not in your face every single day. Because I don't want that vibe.
Intense.
Yeah, but let's say we go, hey, Sundays at like some time where no one else would want to, we're from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on a Sunday or something or whatever, we have for those that want to talk about this, in this room over here, in the business room. And we schedule stuff like that,
Yeah, where it's like no kind of pressure either. Like some of these veteran places, they're all about participation and, oh, Joe, you haven't been coming to the meetings lately, huh?
I hate that.
Yeah, this guy, I think Al over here, he's a fly by night. He talks all this and then he doesn't show up for a few. And it just it's got to be organic, and sometimes
it's got to be organic.
And
we all have
can't go to these meetings.
Well, let's talk about that. You want to switch over now? Start talking about the American Legion, because I'm one before we start. I'm a huge advocate of American Legion and any organization that supports veterans, and especially in DC, they are our advocates out there. And without 100%. Them, with the VFW, with VFW American Legion, we would not have rights. And the DAV. One of the reasons why we have benefits in the first place, as far as VA benefits, we wouldn't even have had that if it's for them. If it wasn't for them. So let's start with that.
Montgomery GI Bill.
And so with that said, I want them to exist forever. However, the VFW physical locations that are for us is not tailored to the modern warfighter. It's not for us. It's for folks. It's like almost. Its requirements are more catered to the guy that's retired, that doesn't have a business, doesn't have a family, doesn't work, okay, and not the guy that wants to stay physically fit, and not the guy that doesn't drink. It's for like the unemployed or retired dude that likes to drink and wants to feel like he still has purpose by doing meetings for collecting money for Girl Scouts or collecting money, begging for money, asking for donations. To me, it's the same thing. Yeah. Like, I don't want to do that. That's why, like I said, with Warfighter Sanctuary, with veterans, I'm like, we will do no community service. That I assure you, unless it's our community. There's other organizations for them. If I'm going to take your time from you have a wife, you have children, not you literally, but figuratively, or veteran, you have a wife, you have children, you work all week. If you're going to give away some of your time, let's give it to something that is conducive to what you're doing.